Welcome, everybody, to episode number 10 of the Footy Express podcast. I'm Nicholas Fiore, co-host of the show. I have co-host, which side of me?
That's right.
Val Silva. Val, episode 10, crazy stuff.
I know, a lot of fun, man. This episode is gonna be massive. I know last week's episode was crazy. I think this one's gonna top a few conversations afterwards. But how's everybody doing out there?
And then the bottom of the screen, we got Victor De Lima.
Hello, guys.
Intern producer from Brazil. Victor, how's it going today, buddy?
I'm good. Always a pleasure being here with you guys. And today we have the draw for the Champions League, so let's see. Exciting.
That's it. Absolutely. This is episode number 10, the special edition Champions League draw for the 2021-2022 campaign. Tons of teams, 32 of them, 4 pots. It's going to be something that every supporter is looking forward to see who they get to play against and if they can qualify easy or hard into the round of 16. First of all, please, everyone, use the hashtag espresso at lunch. Hashtag espresso at lunch. Follow us on all social media platforms, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all at the Footy Express Pod, Footy Express Podcast, as well as the real Val Silva, Victor De Lima, and myself, Nicholas Fiore at It's Fiore. We want to thank the Bottom Line powering this show, downtown Toronto, restaurant and bar on 22 Front Street, right beside the Hockey Hall of Fame. Best chicken wings in the city. Hashtag Toronto's classiest sports bar. And that's the Bottom Line. And, of course, Kerry Goulet and Gooch Live Productions for giving us this platform. We're going to be touching upon Cristiano Ronaldo transfer rumors, Tajon Buchanan, the Canadian, going to Europe, just like Alphonso Davies. Little bit lesser of a team, but still a huge progression for Canadian men's soccer, as well as, of course, live updates, boys, of the UEFA Champions League group stage draw. We're going to start and touch upon Val's beloved Portuguese and Cristiano Ronaldo going to either Manchester City, Paris Saint-Germain, PSG. Where is he going? Can he join Messi? Is he joining Sterling and back to the Prem? He's leaving Juventus as of now, folks. 100% from what we know, he is leaving Juve. Gone. Juve maybe can't afford him, can't sign it. As Victor's going, whoa, yo.
No, it's not. It's not this. It's this.
But it's not this. Very close. Very close. But Val, this is big. Messi this summer. I'm sorry, I know I'm going to bring up Lukaku again, but Lukaku this summer and now Ronaldo this summer. This is really apocalyptic, and he could be joining Messi in France or back to the Prem, which has his individual storylines already. This is crazy.
Yeah, you know what? No disrespect to Romelu Lukaku. He is not at the level of Ronaldo and Messi world stage at this moment. He will get there. He's got that career in the future for sure. And it's getting there kind of thing. So, but yeah, you touched upon it. Ronaldo is leaving Juventus, even though Juventus has said, no, he's not leaving, blah, blah, blah. We all know they're just saying that to save face. But reality is COVID has hit a lot of these teams, from Barcelona to Juventus to Real Madrid to Inter. But the thing is, a lot of these players signed these contracts before COVID. So now these teams, because of COVID, shut down a lot of revenue for these teams. They cannot afford these contracts. Super agent George Mendes, who's well known throughout Europe, has got a lot of top athletes in his stable, has been working this past couple of days with the deal with PSG and Man City, right? Yeah, Man City. I keep saying I'm confused at the Man City finalization because his heart is in Man United. So that's the bizarre thing. But before we came on, about an hour and a half ago, after the supposed deal transfer for Ronaldo to Man City is done, his agent George Mendes landed in Paris to see if he can work out a deal with PSG. Now here's the caveat. If they're able to sell Mbappe to Man City, which Man City is actually pursuing him more than Ronaldo, so that's a bit of a thing, a bit of a strange one. If PSG sell Mbappe for 160 million plus to Man City. Now, does that mean that Ronaldo goes to PSG because they're literally the only team that can afford him at the moment? And if that's the case, did PSG just become the equivalent to a super team because they can afford top 2 world players, right? And what's his name? Neymar. So this is the bizarre thing. One, we never thought Messi would leave. 2, Ronaldo and Messi playing together. I know it's a pipe dream, but this is the most strangest thing in the world. So
they're already a super team, Val.
Yeah.
There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Paris Saint-Germain, the lovely Eiffel Tower beaming down on them. They are a super team already.
This is insane.
Ronaldo. When they get Ronaldo, that's like LeBron James, Michael Jordan, and Kobe Bryant all on the same court.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Right now they only have 2, but that's still a super team.
Neymar is not there yet.
It's still a super. No, but it's all the. Remember, Val, it's all the other pieces that they have, right? The Sergio Ramos, the Achraf Hakimi, the Ronaldo, the Verratti, Gigi Donnarumma, Keylor Navas. Like, they could put any goalie in, any midfield in, any attacker in they want. Like, it's really mind blowing to see
that this is happening.
That this is actually happening. If it does, like, there's 2 options. PSG is absolutely winning everything. And honestly, just like the last time when Inter won in 2010, maybe all the trophies, or because they're so darn good that they might win 1 or 2 and falter on bigger ones.
For the time being.
Then everything just goes mental in Paris because when you have all these big giants and nothing works out, right? Yeah. So it could go obviously either way. People are going to lose a lot of money. I'll tell you one thing, because they're going to bet on PSG to win, and guess what? They might not win because of how good they are. You see it, Val and Victor, in every single sport, in every single game. Yeah. Like the big clubs are so darn good that they might not win. Victor, how crazy would it be if PSG don't come away with, at the very minimum, their League Cup, their Champions League, or their league? So at least 2 of those 3.
They gotta win everything if Ronaldo goes to PSG. There's no way that we cannot say, they might lose the Champions League. No, they have to win. They have to. If they're gonna win, we don't know, but because soccer, we know it can happen inside of the soccer field. But if Ronaldo goes to PSG, they have to win everything. And for me, Ronaldo playing with Messi is just crazy. It's the same thing. We're talking about the best players ever.
Yeah,
ever. And it's the same, put Maradona and Pelé together. It's great. I'm not even talking about Neymar. He's not in the stage of these guys. We're talking about 2 beasts, 2 goats, 2, and they're gonna play together. That's crazy. It's something we are just looking to be able to watch it and present this live.
That's true. And the other thing, the rumor is that the transfer would not even be that much.
Yeah, it's 25. I think it's 25 million euros.
See, that's where it's absolutely flabbergasting to me.
I don't think that's true. If that's true, that's insulting to Juventus, like, and Ronaldo, because Ronaldo at his age, commands that much amount of money. But like, if it's 25 million, it goes back to the Arsenal not ponying up 40 million back in the day.
Yeah.
Like, how is Juventus selling Cristiano Ronaldo for only 25 million euros when Inter just sold Romelu Lukaku for 115 million euros?
Exactly.
Where are we? Achraf Hakimi for 71 million euros. So where are we going? Is it the age? Is it the producing level? I don't care. It's the name. It's Cristiano Ronaldo.
It doesn't matter the age and the production, man. He's produced in Italy the last 3 years. He's been the top goal scorer and the top performer. Like.
And you're right, Val. I'm not no Ronaldo fan, right? But 25 million euros, you got to at least get 50 million for that guy.
There's got to be
very minimum.
There's got to be a 1 in front of that one for sure.
Oh, mamma mia! There has to be something. But listen, go ahead, Victor.
I'm looking for the news here just to make sure, but I saw that like his agent he was going for 25 million to pay Juve to get Ronaldo free. So maybe the teams they're gonna pay a little bit more for Ronaldo. I'm not sure. I'm just
because he does have a contract in place for 2 years. This year,
I think it's just like the fee to get him free is 25 millions. I think.
But even still, like your
It is.
release fee is 25 million.
Yeah. It's not that much, right? For Ronaldo.
But think
Right,
about
but,
it. That's insane. That's the dumbest thing out there. Like,
But
talking about Ronaldo, if he has Manchester City and PSG on the table, who do you think he would choose? Like, which side?
Manchester City.
I say PSG. His heart belongs in United.
I like it that you too.
Not anything.
I think City because he just wants to have his own team still, and not just be him and Messi. It's too easy.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Right? That's why I say that. I mean, I want to see PSG because I actually like PSG as a team in general. But like, I just want to see it because you'll never have that again.
No.
Neymar. I'm not talking Neymar now, but Messi and Ronaldo. Who's gonna the PKs, free kicks, all this stuff?
Honest to God, I think Messi.
Yeah, and I think
PKs I would go with Ronaldo, and free kicks I would go with Messi.
But Messi, he's so humble. I mean, I guess you could say both are humble, but I just know Messi a little bit more. Messi's so humble, he'll be like, "Here, Cristiano, take the ball, go shoot the shot." I don't know.
No, I think so.
You score the free kicks, and I do the magic. It's gonna be like that, right?
Yeah. But before we move on to our next topic, because you can see behind Victor that the draw is about to happen if it's for the Champions League. The one person that wants Ronaldo to PSG is Cristiano Ronaldo Jr. because his son is the biggest Lionel Messi fan in the world. So that would be happening. So I think he's the one hoping that happens. So
absolutely, and as we're going to touch upon our next big guy who is a Canadian, I might add. I'm just going to give a live update of the Champions League draw. The pot 1 is complete. That's obviously a fundamental thing that has to be done. It gets cool when it's pot 2 and pot 3. So Group A will consist of Manchester City. Group B, Atletico Madrid. Group C, Sporting Club in Portugal. Group D, Inter Milan.
Dale.
Forza. Group E, Bayern Munich. And as it stands, that is it right now. So from Group A to E, it's Bayern, Inter, Sporting, Atletico, and Manchester City. Obviously, we have, we're going to have live updates as this program and as this episode moves on. So we're not into the nitty gritty yet, boys. Pot 2 and pot 3. That's where we see what group of death is going to form, what's going to happen here. But as we move on, the O Canada, is it Alphonso Davies 2.0? Tejan Buchanan has signed with Club Brugge in Belgium. Okay, number 17, Tejan Buchanan, the fast-paced winger on the right flank. He has lightning bolt speed. He came out into form in the CONCACAF Gold Cup. He's been on fire with New England Revolution the last 2 seasons. Yeah. But those tournaments, and Val, I'm going to touch upon with you, those tournaments, Euro Cup, Copa America, Gold Cup, all these tournaments, Asia Cup, everything is when that 1 or 2 players, all of a sudden, boom, Kasper Dolberg for Denmark just scored it has 4 or 5 goals right now in Germany already. And he was on a weaker team and now signed a big team, and now I'm forgetting the name right now. But Kasper Dolberg, all of a sudden, Denmark striker, came out, just like Tejan Buchanan here, joining Club Brugge in January, as Alphonso Davies did from Vancouver to Bayern Munich. Now, not a juggernaut like Bayern, Val, but still big for Canadian soccer, big for the men's program. Another guy going to Europe, which everyone wants to play in Europe. I don't think you're ever satisfied with the MLS or North America or whatever it is. You always want to go to the highest possible team. And now he's going to Belgium, but a popular Belgium team, a team that's in the Champions League. So how big is this, Val?
This is basically what Tejan Buchanan could have a taste of. That grand old lady, the biggest trophy in Europe soccer right now, the Champions League. But yeah, you're right. Tejan Buchanan I saw firsthand in seeing him play. He's a beast for a 19-year-old. He's got speed. He's got brains. He knows where to put the ball. He knows how to break out, come back defensively. I think he becomes a starter for Club Brugge. We'll see what happens. And that's the key. Like, no disrespect to MLS. There is a different type of mentality of playing the game than it is in Europe. In Europe, it's a lot more faster, a lot more wide open. You're forced to come back and recover from any mistakes you do, because if you don't, you will get exposed. And once you get exposed, like no more than 3-4 times on that level, you will be riding the bench and you won't be getting that break anymore if that's the case. That's the biggest thing. This is a great, great opportunity for him in Europe. And you know what? Like we were saying for the draw, I think I'll bring it up here because I finally popped it up.
I think Real Madrid and Inter, they are in the same group. Right?
Club Brugge is in pot number 4 with a couple of German teams, the young boys, AC Milan, your across the street rival, Inter, who they share the same venue, like the Lakers and the Clippers.
The San Siro Giuseppe Meazza.
Yeah, and Dinamo is one of the clubs, and I think the other Beşiktaş is the Turkish club, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. That one in the black and stripes. So yeah, if he's supposed to go to Bruges in January, I don't know what the rules are in terms of if you've played a game or not, if you're able to play in the knockout stage, if Club Bruges advances. But if he gets a taste of Champions League, it's a different world. It's a different animal than what he's been used to. But you know what? All the best to him. Our Canadian generation right now of players, we're slowly and surely being known as the golden generation. Our boys have 2 games coming up the next 2 weeks for World Cup qualifiers. You know what? I'm excited. I'm excited for the whole program, and I wish Tejan all the best. Like, I've been a fan of his since he broke out with the New England Revolution. So
absolutely. And Val, as we're continuing to get the live draw updates, 3 more groups have been filling in, and I don't know if you support Benfica or Sporting, Val, in your Portuguese league.
I'm Porto. You know what I mean?
Porto, so you don't support any of those.
I don't support those guys.
So Sporting gets Borussia Dortmund.
That'd be
Group
tough.
C. Then
PSG and Manchester City in the same group, bro.
Are they really?
Group B. Sorry, Victor. Group B: Atletico Madrid and Liverpool.
That's going to be a good.
That's going to be crazy. Group D: Inter Milan and Real Madrid. And as Victor just said, Manchester City and PSG together in Group A.
How can you not love this?
Hey, Victor, Val, you absolutely cannot write this script.
I hold on. No, you can't. But I know they won't happen. But wouldn't it be great if they threw in Barcelona in that same group?
Yeah.
It won't happen. It won't happen, but it'd be great.
The same part, but it'd be insane.
It won't happen because you can't play in the same thing the way the rules are. But that would be incredible.
We're probably watching Messi and Ronaldo. We are gonna be watching Messi and Ronaldo. We don't know if together or they play against each other. But
exactly.
We gotta watch.
And Mbappe. And Mbappe's in there too.
Yeah. and Neymar.
And Neymar, yeah.
Chelsea gets Juventus in Group H. That's a pretty good as well. So as the live updates continue to come, just because my team is Inter and Real Madrid in back-to-back seasons are now in the group stage. Can Inter Milan get over the Real Madrid hump?
Well, they just got to make the top 2, right? That's literally what it is. Thus far, until we find out the next two teams, those teams should advance. So I mean, Inter and Real Madrid have polished up their act the last couple since the previous year. Other than this past year, they both had 2 good seasons. So
Barcelona and Bayern de Munich.
Barcelona and Bayern Munich.
Martial. Oh my God.
How big is that, Victor? Barca and Bayern in the same group.
It's crazy.
Juggernaut.
I'm not a fan of Memphis Depay, but he's doing a good job now in the beginning of the season. And
The long season.
one thing, yeah, it's a long season. And one thing that I want to see is Felipe Coutinho. He's going back to play at Barca. They gave him number 10, Messi's jersey. I'm not sure if that would be a great thing, but for Brazilians, we need like in our national team, we need like one guy like Coutinho. So for
Yep.
us, it's good. See if he gets to play again. He's a good player.
Yes, he's struggled the last couple of years in finding an identity on the teams that he's played on.
So Lille, sorry, Victor,
Lille
in France has got Sevilla of Spain. So already those are that already there. That is actually a bigger group than people think. You want to know why? Because those are the two middle class clubs that are really good. I'm saying middle class. Meanwhile, Lille are the champs of France right now. And I shouldn't even be saying that. I should be giving them more respect. But from where they've come from, Lille and Sevilla, that's going to be a heck of a tie.
And they've both done some damage in the Europa League too.
Yeah, Sevilla is always there in the final.
Sevilla's the Europa League kings.
Yeah.
No, like literally the Europa League kings. They have so many trophies. It's crazy. Villarreal boys get Manchester United. So the champions of Europa League, Villarreal, get Man U, and right now Man U's kind of laughing. Like, Villarreal, I'm sorry, it's still Villarreal. They're a middle-class Spanish team.
Yeah.
They're the Europa League winners who just beat Manchester United in the final of the Europa League last year. So it's a group stage battle of a Europa League final of last season. So a cool storyline there when that penalty shootout went all the way past the goalkeepers. I don't know if you watched it. It went past the goalkeepers, Villarreal versus Man U last season in the Europa League final. Was mental. Like, the penalty shootout was crazy.
That was heartbreaking.
That was heartbreaking. That's an interesting story as well. So a little bit of a roundup from the top. Group A so far has, as I'm trying to find it here, my goodness, Manchester City and PSG.
Top two teams to walk out of there at least.
Yeah.
Group D, absolutely, has Atletico Madrid and Liverpool. Group C,
that one's a little tougher, because Atleti's a good. Liverpool's kind of struggled. They just sold Shaqiri. You guys had an up and down. He's kind of like Felipe Coutinho right now. Shaqiri, the last number of years, he's struggled to find an identity and a spot on teams that he's been on, unfortunately. Yeah. So, and to touch base on the fact that, like what you said, Victor, Barcelona's giving Coutinho number 10. How much more pressure can a guy have wearing that iconic number 10, right?
He doesn't need like this pressure. He just
needs to come
back and play a good soccer, but they gave him number 10.
As we move on, go ahead, Val.
Atleti and Liverpool should walk out of that pool.
Just one thing about Atletico. They just bought a Brazilian forward, Matheus Cunha. He's a young guy. He won the Olympic.
Yeah.
With his problem, he went. Now he was called to the first team at Brazil. So he's a good forward. Let's see.
Absolutely. As we move on to Group C, we have Sporting and Borussia Dortmund. Group D, we have Inter Milan and Real Madrid.
Forza.
You know what? I'm kind of curious to see who the other two teams are in that group, because I think that's a toss-up group. There's no disrespect to Inter Milan. They're slowly becoming a stripped-down version of what they were. No. And they can still play the game. They still should do some damage. But I think that group is the group that will be a lot of back and forth when it finally...
Exactly. We'll see what team comes out of pot 3 in that group. That could be the group of death. That could be the group of death, right? So last year they had Real Madrid, Inter Milan, and then they had Shakhtar Donetsk and Borussia Mönchengladbach. Now, you say, well, Shakhtar, Mönchengladbach. Guys, those are two pretty good teams that can compete in Europe, right? The thing is with Inter, Victor, Inter has to find themselves in this tournament. They lost Lukaku, Hakimi, and Antonio Conte, their boss. Now they have to find themselves and finally get a victory or a draw at least against Real Madrid, don't you think?
Yeah, they need to do that because Inter, they have good players. We see like the beginning of the Serie A right now. They're playing good, so they need to do a good job again, as usual, as the old times in the Champions League.
So FC Shakhtar Donetsk, who is actually led by Fabrizio, Coach Fabrizio from Desegri, from Sassuolo, who is now the manager of Shakhtar Donetsk. They are getting pulled out of a pot momentarily. Can they be in the group with Inter and Real Madrid again as the live draw continues? But halfway through, it's Man City with PSG, Sporting with Dortmund, Bayern with Barca, Lille with Sevilla, Atletico with Liverpool, Inter with Real Madrid, Villarreal and Manchester United, and Chelsea and Juventus. Boys, halfway through the draw, it is absolute pandemonium.
So hard right now.
Right behind Victor.
Shakhtar on Group D.
Shakhtar
Group D with Inter and Real Madrid.
The same grouping. The same grouping.
The same three teams of last season's UEFA Champions League.
That's
But Borussia
crazy.
Mönchengladbach are not in this year's competition, so it will not be the exact. But you see my point. Right now, boys, Inter should get out of the group, but they have to get results against a Shakhtar Donetsk. Can they do it?
And Shakhtar, he always there, right? Like they play in the Champions League all the time. They got like good players. Yeah, they have like 12 Brazilians over there. There's a guy, Pedrinho, he used to play for Corinthians. He's at Shakhtar right now. He's a pretty good guy. And they have like a bunch, they have like 12 Brazilians over there. So they always go to Champions League. I'm not sure if they pass like the group stages all the time, but they always there. And that makes like a tough play because they know how to play the league, you know.
So Val, just keep that graphic up for a second, please, sir. As you see, pot 4, AC Milan, Malmo, Dynamo Kiev, Club Brugge, Young Boys, Wolfsburg, Sheriff, and Besiktas. Inter cannot get AC Milan as you cannot play your same countryman team in a group stage. So can they, like, imagine they pull out Besiktas here? That's crazy. Like, Inter's dream specifically would be like for a Young Boys or for a Sheriff. But it'd be cool to see Club Brugge because then Tejan Buchanan, I'll be seeing him a lot against my own team. So that'll be pretty cool. But if they get Besiktas, really, I guess Besiktas, even Wolfsburg, like, that is a heck of a tough group again, boys.
Yeah. Poor Benfica right now. Just went to Barca and the Bayern. Poor
Benfica with Barcelona and Bayern.
Poor Benfica, bro.
Val don't mind that.
No, you know what though? I think on this world stage, I think every Portuguese club. I mean, I root for all our own countries' Portuguese club. To a certain extent, other people do the same thing. I think out of the three, Sporting Club of Portugal, they're actually the better out of the three right now. It's Benfica. So I'd say Sporting, Porto, and Benfica. Sporting's on a tear. They got a young coach. They won their league last year. It's been also, I think, 10 years, like Inter and stuff like that. So, I mean, that's going to be a tough group for Benfica. They need to get their ducks in a row, as they would say. So, but yeah,
Sorry, Val, we just on TV we see Zenit being pulled out, and now they're in with Chelsea and Juventus, and you see the manager and the director look at each other and just go like this.
I know Chelsea's the reigning champions and stuff like that. So it's the facial expressions when their names get drawn. So that's the fun part.
It's so fun.
I was just remembering one thing. Like now we see Group E with Barca and Bayern, and last year, like Bayern played Barca in the quarterfinals, right? It was 8-2 the game.
Yeah, they destroyed Bayern.
Bayern destroyed Barca.
That was Barcelona's start of the downfall. Or middle of the downfall. 8-2.
8-2 was crazy.
And you know what you know what it is? Sorry, Victor. I mean Nicholas. You know what it is? Their coach, as of a year and a half ago, was changing the system of how Barcelona plays. They played a certain system which revolved around Lionel Messi and stuff like that. The Dutch coach, I can't remember his name right now, when he basically just barely got renewed, as you would say, to come back this year. They're changing the system, and I think that's part of Barcelona's downfall is that their system is being changed from what they're playing from the academy level all the way up.
Well, that's the thing right there, right? Ronald Koeman now
That's his name, Ronald Koeman.
is trying to change the culture there. I mean, bringing in his countrymen, right, both Dutch and Memphis Depay, who really has taken himself on in Barcelona and said, you know what, I'm going to put my team on my back, which is great to see. You see Leipzig drawing in now with Manchester City and Paris Saint-Germain. And look at this one, boys. Atalanta of Serie A, l'Italia.
I was about to ask you.
And Man United.
I was about to ask you, Nick, about the Atlanta. Are they playing good? Because I know that they were having a good team for the last couple of years.
So Gasparini, the coach Gasparini, took over a couple of years ago. And somehow Atalanta, the bottom of the team, the bottom of Serie A, came up and said, we're going to be good. They sold over 250 million euros of players to get smaller guys to play as a team together from Bergamo, Italy. They are playing like giants in Serie A. They've been in Coppa Italia finals now. They've been playing very, very well, and they have a chance to get out of this group, Atalanta. Remember, Atalanta 2 seasons ago just lost to PSG in the quarterfinals.
In a hard game. They were playing so good. I remember.
They were winning until extra time, right? Atalanta was winning until extra time, and that's where they just faltered against PSG. We have Salzburg, who is drawn in with Sevilla and Lille, and let me tell you, that's like the middle of the pack group of death right there. If that makes any sense, any team can come out of that. And Atalanta, as mentioned, with Man United and Villarreal, another very intriguing, strong group, in my opinion. Obviously, I'm going for the boys from Bergamo, Italy, in Atalanta there. But my God, like these groups, like I don't know, like I'm passionate already, boys. You know this, but like from Champions League, I love this tournament. I absolutely love it. Like I try to take off work to watch my Inter Milan games. Like, man, I'm not kidding. Like it's for some reason the Champions League just brings out some firing sparks in the end, and I really love it. Like I don't know if you guys feel the same thing, but it's just good to see that how this tournament really has expanded over years and decades, hasn't it?
Looks like every year is going to be better than the previous years. Every time looks like this, right? Like, and now with the fans, they coming back to the stadiums, I think it's going to be the best. Like,
it's going to be even crazier. Like it's going to be even crazy. But this is the best tournament in the world. Yeah. The equivalent would be the Stanley Cup in North America for hockey. That's would be the equivalent kind of thing, but this thing is bigger than anything. Like for like the trophy is even like one of the best looking trophies out there. Just look at that thing. That thing is probably like half our height in general, right? Like,
hey, I say it's sexy, bro.
It's downright gorgeous, to be honest with you. Like that is a nice trophy, and to raise that thing at the end of one of the hardest tournaments to win. Yeah, this is one of the hardest tournaments in soccer to win. One of the hardest ones.
Everybody tuning in right now, we're going to go longer than usual today because why the heck not? It's the UEFA Champions League group stage draw for the 2021-2022 season. This campaign, which all the 5 major European soccer leagues have commenced thus far, with Arsenal faltering a little bit. Sorry, Max.
What's up, Max?
Inter Milan. I love you, Max. Inter Milan winning 4-0 in game 1. Meanwhile, Juventus sitting Ronaldo, coming on, getting a yellow card. And guess what? Tying Udinese, 2-2.
After 2-0 up.
After up 2-0, right? So there's interesting storylines here. We're going to follow this live draw throughout the entire process, throughout the entire draw. I'm joined by co-host Val Silva, inter-producer Victor De Lima from Toronto now, but resided in Brazil previously. Listen, boys, we appreciate everybody tuning in. The bottom line, 22 Front Street, downtown Toronto, restaurant and bar, best chicken wings in the city, # Toronto's classiest sports bar. Thank you to Kelly Goulet and Gooch Life Productions, obviously, for the platform. This is the Footy Express podcast, episode number 10. I can't believe it. The special edition UEFA Champions League group stage draw. Tejan Buchanan, Canadian international, moving to Club Brugge starting January. Cristiano Ronaldo leaving Juventus and either joining Manchester City or PSG. That is absolutely flabbergasting and mind-blowing. We're going to give predictions from Val Silva, Victor, and we'll get Max, the other intern producer's predictions off the air, and we will be posting it on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook on who will be coming out of the groups and where they're going to finish. We might even throw in how many points they're going to get. Let's see. Why not? Positions and points. You might as well throw it out there. We'll give those predictions live on YouTube, on Facebook, on the Footy Express podcast, and I would say about 10 to 15 moments time as the pot 4 is getting completed or starting. Now, as you see, pot 4 is Besiktas, Dynamo Kiev, Club Brugge, Young Boys, AC Milan, Malmo, Wolfsburg, and Sheriff. And we'll give you a recap now of the groups. Obviously, you have Inter Milan with Real Madrid and Shakhtar in Group D. Benfica, Barcelona, Bayern Munich in Group E. Chelsea, Juventus, and Zenit in Group H. Manchester City, PSG, and Leipzig in Group A. Villarreal, Manchester United, and Atalanta in Group F. And Lille, Sevilla, and Salzburg in Group G, along with Group B, Atletico Madrid, Liverpool, and Porto. And finally, Group C with Sporting, Dortmund, and Ajax. Pot 4, Val, is currently commencing as I speak. And the first team that is coming out of Pot 4
into Group A is
momentarily.
Club Brugge. Watch.
And it is going into Group F.
Yes. And talking about
Young Boys.
F.
Young Boys.
So what do we have?
So it's Young Boys in Group F, boys, with Villarreal, Atalanta, Manchester United. The countries that are supported there is Spain, Villarreal, England, Man United, Italy, Atalanta, and Switzerland, Young Boys.
That's a good group. I think for each one of those clubs, that's a good group. They're pretty much at par with each other right now at this moment of the season, beginning and stuff like that. I think that is actually a good group for you can go with the sexy favorite choice, Man United kind of thing, but I think that group's going to be a toss-up. I think that's a leveled group. I think that is an actually leveled group.
It's an easy one to Manchester United don't go to the next stage. It's an easy one. Just say that Manchester United might not go back, not go to
Besiktas just got pulled out of Pot 4. They are only to go in Group E, F, G, or H, and those are some tasty groups. Who can Atiba Hutchinson, Canadian captain of so many years, and Kyle Larin play? They actually now are allowed to go in Group C.
Oh, some
so
heavy
they are
hitters
joining Sporting, Borussia Dortmund, Ajax, and Besiktas. So Inter has survived the best team in Pot 4, in my opinion, in Besiktas. Other than AC Milan, of course.
It's tough to play in Turkey, right? Like with the fans, the craze there is.
I mean, it's even tough to play on that team. Both players were going at each other's throats this past week.
Yeah, AC Milan right now. Let's see, AC Milan right now.
AC Milan has been drawn. They could go into C to H, any group in C to H, which I don't think they could go in Inter's group. I don't know why that wasn't marked out in red. But AC Milan, drum roll, please, are going into. Oh, Victor's ahead of me.
Oh.
We don't say it.
What do we got?
B. Group B. And AC Milan are joining Atletico Madrid, Liverpool,
what a group,
and AC Milan.
What a group.
That is an insane group, man. Honestly, insane group.
Could that be the group of death as of now? It has to be.
Oh, wow. That one's an insane group because obviously Atletico, Liverpool,
Wolfsburg's being pulled. Sorry, Val. And I have a feeling, Val, that Wolfsburg's going to go into Inter's group. I have that feeling. Don't give Inter a super quote-unquote easy team. Let's see. I bet you Borussia Mönchengladbach out from Germany, Wolfsburg's going to come in. Let's see. Is it Group D? Is it Group D for Wolfsburg? I hope not from a personal standpoint.
Well, they would hope so because it's an easier group, right?
And it is Group G. Group G.
So weird, this Group G, right?
This
so
group
it's
is weird.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Lille from Victor, you're so darn right. Lille from France, Sevilla from Spain, Salzburg from Austria, and Wolfsburg from Germany. That's a weird group.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wolfsburg couldn't have asked for a better group to play in, to be honest with you. That's more of their speed. So that's more of their speed in terms of their talent at the moment and just getting their feet wet. I think this is their first tournament, is it not, in a good number of years, if that's at all? So, I mean, that's a decent group to be in to get your feet wet into Champions League. So I think they did really well on that one. So
absolutely, that's huge for them. And Club Brugge has been pulled. So when the Champions League group stage commences or continues in January, Tejan Buchanan, the Canadian men's international player, will be playing against teams that are currently in.
Who? He drew a great group.
A.
Oh.
Group A.
PSG and
City and
Manchester
Leipzig.
City, Leipzig, and PSG with Club Brugge.
Wow, and Leipzig is led by former MLS coach for the Red Bulls. So that's actually going to be a
How cool is that, though? Tejan Buchanan playing against Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo.
And
we don't know yet.
In his first year in
Bruges,
in Europe.
In Belgium. Wow, that you couldn't have baptism by fire, as they would say. But you know what, though? The kid can handle it. To be honest with you, like playing in the Gold Cup and holding his own and stuff like that, he'll cause more damage than anything else. I think he'll do really, really well in this tournament and in Europe. So he's built for it.
I'm sorry, Valve. Malmo is pulled. The country of Zlatan Ibrahimovic, Sweden. Malmo is in Group H. And they are joining the likes of Chelsea, Juventus, and Zenit. So that means teams are trickling down. Besiktas is gone from pot 4. Malmo, AC Milan, Club Brugge, Wolfsburg, and Young Boys. So that means my team Inter can get only Dynamo Kiev or Sheriff. I'm hoping.
You're hoping Sheriff, right?
Well, you're hoping it's Sheriff and then don't have to travel to Russia because that's insane.
Exactly. Yeah. No, Ukraine. It's in Ukraine.
Ukraine.
Oh, sorry. My apologies on that one.
It's all good. So
it's gonna be Sheriff. It's gonna be Sheriff.
I was thinking of Zenit.
Dynamo went to Group E.
Petersburg.
Dynamo Kiev is Bayern Munich, Barcelona, Benfica, and Dynamo Kiev. Inter Milan has gotten Sheriff.
So lucky,
FC Sheriff.
It's rigged. It's rigged.
So lucky.
The first team from Moldova in the UEFA Champions League in 27 years. It's FC Internazionale Milano, Real Madrid, Shakhtar Donetsk, and Sheriff Tiraspol from Moldova. The groups are full. The groups are full, boys. The Champions League groups are set. Crazy, crazy groups. Let's break it down, boys. We're not going to break down every single group because then we're going to be going crazy. Maybe let's just touch upon my Inter first. We'll go to PSG and Man City and maybe Bayern and Barca, and then we'll just recap the groups by names and give predictions. Inter Milan, Real Madrid, Shakhtar Donetsk, and Sheriff. Italy, Spain, Ukraine, Moldova. What do you think, Val?
Oh, yeah. Based on that, Real Madrid, Inter should be the 1 and 2. You can interchange which one wins the group, which one falls in second. I think it's that close for that. And Shakhtar should be the third place team that follows into the Europa League draw in the second half.
So, Victor, let's do that right there. Val, as we go through the predictions, Victor, if you don't mind writing them down,
we're going to be
posting them online. So, Val, you got to give your predictions, my friend.
Yep.
So, who do you got? Who do you got out of Group D? Inter, Real, Shakhtar, and Sheriff in order.
Oh, in order?
In order.
Okay, so why don't we just Real, Inter, Shakhtar, and Sheriff.
Honestly, Victor, you can put down the same for me.
Yeah, it's a toss-up between 1 and 2, to be honest with you.
I still don't think Inter's going to come first, so do Real, Inter, Shakhtar, and Sheriff for myself as well. As we move on to Group E, it's interesting with Bayern, Barca, Benfica, Dynamo Kiev. Victor, by the way, you write your predictions down, and we'll be posting all of ours later on.
Yeah, it's gonna be the same for me.
Exactly. So with this group here, boys, as we move on as quick as possible, hitting 45 minutes, we appreciate everybody tuning in, of course. My predictions will go as follows. To be honest, I think it's Bayern Munich 1, Barca 2, Dynamo Kiev 3, and Benfica 4. That is my personal opinion.
Yeah, I'd say the same thing. To be honest with you, I'd say pretty much the same thing. Bayern is the heavy hitter in that group. Barcelona, you don't expect them to falter, to be honest with you, even though they lost Messi, but they still got a couple of players in there. They're still a good team in the world, a top team in the world. So I can see them advancing. Winning the group, no, but I'll go the same order you did.
All right, so
it's Barca,
Bayern,
Barca, Dinamo, Benfica, right?
Yeah, you can obviously have your own prediction, Victor. That will be, of course, offline, and just please record so we can post. But that's our 2. We do agree that Benfica will come fourth of that group. Now we move on to Group H. Group H, Chelsea, Juventus, Zenit, and Malmo. I am honestly going to go straight like that. Yeah. I know there could be surprises. Zenit is still a pretty decent team out of Russia. I'm going to go Chelsea, Juve, Zenit, and Malmo. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, I'm the same. I'm the same in that group. I don't see anything surprisingly coming out of that. Juve's trying to find himself under their return coach, but I say that's pretty much the same order.
Yeah.
As we move on to Group A, as this is going to be mighty interesting, folks. Manchester City, PSG, Leipzig, and Club Brugge. I think City could easily just UEFA Men's Coach of the Year, Thomas Tuchel. I disagree. It should be Roberto Mancini. Anyways,
We digress.
I digress. Sorry, guys. How do you not put Roberto Mancini? Come on. He won the Euros. It's just a Champions League. Anyways, I'm upset about that. So I would go with PSG 1, Man City 2, Leipzig 3, and Club Brugge 4.
Yeah, I say so. I think the biggest newsreel will be if Man City does get Mbappe or Ronaldo, whichever one it is, can they get over the hump of actually winning this title?
Yeah.
They've been a heavy favorites in the past. They made it to the final against Chelsea. I mean, walking into that game, they had beaten Chelsea 1 out of the last 2. They were on a momentum, and then Chelsea's just been on a roll. So I think Man City is the biggest test coming out of that group in the future.
Absolutely. As we move to Group G, my predictions are as follows. Lille 1, Wolfsburg 2, Sevilla 3, and Salzburg 4. Sevilla are the Europa League champs. Villarreal are, but they have like 4 of the last 6 seasons of Europa League championships. So I'm saying they falter and Wolfsburg squeaks in second. Val, you can change up your prediction, of course.
Nick, mine. Can you repeat that, please?
Lille 1. Wolfsburg 2.
Wow.
Sevilla 3 and Salzburg 4. Val, you can change it up. That is my personal prediction for Group G.
Wow. I'm gonna go Lille, Sevilla, Wolfsburg third, and Salzburg fourth. But I think there'll be a toss-up between 3 and 4 more than. I don't know, man. That's a tough one. But you know what? I'll go with that. Lille. Did I say Lille, right?
Yeah, Lille.
Seville second, Wolfsburg. and Wolfsburg third, and Salzburg fourth. That's a toss-up group. I think that's the toss-up group.
And boys,
why do you think Sevilla is going to be the last one in this group, man?
Because they love Europe. No, Sevilla is not last. Sevilla is third in that group.
Second. for me.
No. I'm for Nick. Sevilla is
For me, I think Sevilla is going to finish third and then make
third.
Europa League.
In that group, really?
Yeah, and make Europa League. Yes, Wolfsburg's going to come up to second.
That'd be great for them. That would be an upset because I don't see Sevilla not coming out of that group. But anything happens. Anything happens. All right.
Group B, boys, and I actually think this is the group of death. I think this is the group of death, and we got Atletico Madrid, Liverpool, Porto, and AC Milan, who are back in the Champions League after 7 years being out of the UCL. And in my order will go as follows. Atletico Madrid 1, Liverpool 2, AC Milan 3, Porto 4.
Porto, man.
All right. So I am going to go Atletico first. See, I have a toss-up between Liverpool and Porto. Just because I think, you know what? I'm going to go Liverpool second, Porto fourth, and AC third.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
And as we move on, I think we're almost done here, boys. We are going to go to Group C with Sporting, Dortmund, Ajax, and Besiktas. That is a toss-up of a division, of a group. And I'm going to go with Dortmund 1, Ajax 2, Sporting 3, and Besiktas 4.
Wow. I'm going to go Dortmund 1, Sporting 2, Ajax 3, and Besiktas 4. Sporting's got a good young team on the rise, and their coach, the coach is really smart. Young coach, knows how to play the game, knows how to set up knows how to set up his teams for opposition and stuff like that. So I think I think that'll be the order. I think Sporting makes
Victor, I believe.
Oh, can you say again yours?
So Dortmund 1,
Right.
Sporting 2, Ajax 3, Besiktas 4.
Perfect.
I think we're missing
and
one
Nick,
group.
I have a question for you, Nick. You
Yeah.
said that Besiktas was the tough one in the pot 4, I think, and you put him then in the last position. Why?
Because they don't have that midfield that can propel them into the next level. Like Dortmund, Sporting is on a tear right now. Ajax, it's super tough to play in their home. I just don't think Besiktas, they'll get draws and they'll get a win, but I'm gonna have them in last place right now. And boys, Jorginho is the UEFA Men's Player of the Year.
Really? I knew it. We got it, Nick. We got it. Nice.
Calcio's coming home. Calcio's coming home. We got one more group, boys. One more
Let's
group
wrap
to wrap it up. And I believe it is Group F. Villarreal, Manchester United, Atalanta, and Young Boys. This is my prediction as follows. Manchester United 1, Atalanta 2, Villarreal 3, and Young Boys 4. Man U 1, Atalanta 2, Villarreal 3, Young Boys 4. And you should have 8 group predictions there, Victor.
Yeah,
unless we missed one, there should be 8. I think Val's doing the same.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We got 8. Now we need just for Group F for Mr. Val Silva.
You know what? I'm going to toss a monkey wrench in there. I'm going to go Atalanta 1, Man United 2. Just because Atalanta's been playing well.
I was thinking that as well.
I think so. I think they haven't had too much turnover. Coaching staff still there. Players are still there. They believe in the system. This system got them to almost winning the Serie A title, close to it at times. And Villa and Young Boys. I'll go with that. So that, ladies and gentlemen, has been our Champions League and Ronaldo discussions. We're going to find out whether or not he is wearing a lighter shade of blue or a darker shade of blue by the end of the week. So they do have until August 31st. That is the transfer window in Europe for around the world for soccer players. We'll just wait. Tuesday. We'll wait and see what shade of blue Cristiano Ronaldo's wearing. And Mbappe, which shade of blue he will be wearing for this season too. So it's all about the Blues. Chelsea, reigning champion, the blue. Ronaldo, black to blue. And Mbappe, blue to blue. We'll wait and see. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. We'd like to thank the Bottom Line for powering the show. 22 Front Street, right next to the Hockey Hall of Fame. Toronto's best chicken wings in the house. Swing on by. Their patio is open. Their in-house is open. Great service, great food. Let them know that the boys from the Footy Express sent you over, and they'll hook you up anytime. I want to thank Nicholas, my co-host. I want to thank Victor, our intern producer. We want to say hello to Max, who's recovering from Arsenal's second loss in a row, trying to find a coach. But you know what? We have some fun. So listen, tune in next week. We'll do, hopefully, have some more interesting news out there. We'll touch up on the week's roundup and see what's going on. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. For my fellow co-hosts, Nicholas and Victor, have a good night. Espresso at lunch. Hashtag espresso at lunch.
Let's go, boys.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Ciao.
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 Forza.